My husband of 34 years cheated on her with our daughter's 18-year-old best friend. You can't give me what I need in a woman, he said. Well, we'll see what the divorce will provide for me. The morning sun filtered through the lace curtains of our bedroom, casting delicate patterns on the hardwood floor. I lay in bed for a moment, listening to the familiar sounds of the house, the hum of the refrigerator, the distant chirping of birds, and the soft rustle of Richard moving around in the bathroom. 34 years of marriage had made these sounds as much a part of me as my own heartbeat. I sat up, smoothing the wrinkles from my nightgown, and glanced at the clock. 7:15 a.m. Richard would be leaving for work soon. He'd been working late a lot lately, or so he said. I'd noticed the changes in him over the past year, the way he'd become more distant, more preoccupied. He'd started taking his phone with him everywhere, even to the bathroom. At first, I chalked it up to stress. His law firm had been going through a rough patch, and he'd always been the type to internalize his worries. But lately, there had been other signs. The way he'd started dressing more carefully, as if he were trying to impress someone. The way he'd sometimes look at me with a strange, almost guilty expression. I told myself I was imagining things. After all, we'd been through so much together, raising our children, building our careers, weathering the storms of life. Surely, after all these years, there was nothing that could shake the foundation of our marriage. I padded downstairs to the kitchen, where Richard was already sipping his coffee and scrolling through his phone. He looked up as I entered, offering me a quick smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Morning, Ellie," he said, his voice warm but distracted. "Morning," I replied, pouring myself a cup of coffee. "What's on your agenda today?" "Just the usual. Meetings, paperwork, you know how it is." He set his phone down on the counter, screen facing up, and turned to grab his briefcase from the table. That's when I saw it. A text notification popped up on his screen, and my heart stopped. The name Lily flashed across the display, followed by a message that made my stomach churn. "I miss you already. When can I see you again?" I stared at the screen, my mind racing. Lily, Sarah's best friend, 18 years old. The girl who had spent countless nights in our home, who had laughed with us at the dinner table, who had called me Mrs. Harper with a shy smile. My hands trembled as I picked up the phone, my fingers hovering over the screen. Richard turned back to me, his expression shifting from confusion to panic as he realized what I was holding.